Alright, let's do this. Here am I. Hey guys, so we're into part 2 of pulling the motor out, so part 2. So I've done a few things off camera, but I'll show you what's happening here. As you can see from my pile of tools and my straps and things, so pile of tools, zoom out and you can see I've got a shitload of stuff everywhere. So you can see I've pulled this frame rail out. I've got the sprocket off. It's a bit dark in there, but yeah, I have pulled the sprocket off. I need a bit better light in here. I've got the spin-on oil filter conversion for this bike, which I'll put over onto the other motor. So I've taken all these off. So basically the motor is sitting on these back two mounting points. This one in here I've actually loosened off, and so I've just got to do this one. It goes right through. Need to put a socket on the other side. Before I do that, I'll put a jack under the, well, move the bike back a little bit so I can put the engine crane on. Put a jack under there, support all the weight, take those bolts out, probably lift the bike up a little bit and let the motor down a little bit. There you go, you can see me waving. Yeah, so I'll lift the bike up a little bit and lower the engine down. You can see it's pretty tight in here in places. Yeah, you don't have a real lot of room to manoeuvre, and the engine's actually got to go down and back at the same time, so that's why it's easier to get a little bit of elevation. I've undone all the clips for the wiring harness around here on this side. See, I've still got the frame rail on this side. I haven't taken it out yet. Taken the couple of bolts out, taking these bolts. Just going to take that one, then it's free to come out. On the FJs over the 1200 for this one here, which is actually the mounting for the swing arm, the 1200s actually have a hole and this bolts directly to the frame. On the 1100, this plate is what it bolts onto. There's actually a little flange under there. So if you want to remove the swing arm on these bikes, you've got to take the entire foot plate off. There we are, she's a bit dirty in there. We have a Hagen shock from the UK, really good shock. I think back when I bought that it was about $600, I think they're about $800 now. So that's where we're up to. I'll give it a little bit more when I give it a little bit further. Hey guys, I'm back again. Alright, I've done a little bit more on the on Sparkles, my 84 FJ 1100. I'll show you where I'm up to. So, as you can see, it seems to be very devoid of wiring. I took all the wiring out last night, got home from work and thought I'll get started on that. So there's my old wiring harness and the front support for the fairing. So I've taken that off. I am planning on painting the frame on this bike while the engine's out of it. So after I get the engine out, I'll give it all a good clean up and prep it and wheel her outside and make the frame silver instead of black. Nothing wrong with the black really, it's just, yeah, you can see there it's worn through in places and just looking a little bit second hand. And it was painted matte black and it just shows up all the dirt, so I thought I'll go silver. Why not? The bike's so far from original, what is it, a couple more colours matter. You can see I've taken the chain off. Yeah, chain's hanging down there. I've undone all the wires or everything there. She is basically ready to drop out. I was going to use the engine lifter, which is there, but decided it's going to be a bit too difficult. So I've got my trolley jack under there just supporting the weight of the motor, and if I need to lift the frame up at all, I'll just throw a strap up over my beam there and lift the front of the bike up. hopefully I'll get enough clearance and I'll be able to just drop the motor down and bring it out the side. That's the plan anyway. So without further ado, I'll get stuck into it. I've already loosened off the bolt there. I just need to take that bolt out and take this frame rail off, and the motor's ready to come out. So basically the motor needs to come forwards in the frame. It can't come forwards much because there's not much room there, but it needs to come forward just enough to clear this bottom bit here, the bottom bit of the engine mount, and then you sort of got to go down and backwards at the same time. It's a bit of a three-angled remove, and if you get it stuck in there sideways, it's a pain in the bum. It gets caught on the fins and all that sort of thing. So I'll set up my tripod and we'll pull these bolts out and see if we can get this engine out of the frame. Please enjoy. Alright, so let's see if we can pull this engine out. Got my tools. Most important, I suppose, when you're working on these bikes, get yourself good tools. I mean, Ryobi's probably not the best power tool, but it's what I've got. But get yourself good spanners and things like that. Working with the cheap Kmart special ones, they're just crap. They bend, they don't quite fit how they should. Spend the money, buy yourself King Chrome, Sid Chrome. You know, if you can, get Snap-on. It doesn't matter, but get yourself quality tools. See if we can get this out without breaking it. Look at that, that's how easy it came out. No weight on it, so it just slides straight out. A little bit of oil, get myself a rag. Alright, only this top one here holding it in now. So let's see if we can get that out. Hey, it's me again, the furry guy. I got halfway through pulling this motor out and I didn't hear my camera go beep, beep, beep. Apparently the memory card's full and I've only got one memory card. I have to fix that. So I'll give you some updates as I'm going along, and you can see my progress or lack thereof. And I'm about halfway through pulling the motor out now. We'll just stop this and turn it around. Alright, so as you can see, I have my trusty tie down strap, which makes a very handy lifter. You can just lift the handle, give yourself a bit more elevation. You can see the motor is out of its mounting points, about halfway down, but I've got to get past the frame rails. So to do that, I'm going to have to go tilt the motor back and go down. This is usually where you drop the motor, but I'll give it my best shot. I did have bits here everywhere. I had done a quick tidy up before I started on this, but again I've got stuff everywhere, and I'll give you a bit more of an update as I get the motor out. Hopefully it comes out as it's supposed to. You can see I've still got a little bit of oil dripping out there. Sometimes, even though you pulled the plug and you think you've drained all the oil, once you move the motor, more comes out. So I'll mop that up as I'm going. See, there's the frame mounts. Sorry, the engine mounts. It's just between these two bits, and then another bit down further. So yeah, I'll struggle on, and I'll give you a bit more of an update in a little bit. Alright, so I got the motor out of the frame. You can see she's sitting down there. She's clear of all the bits. But to do it, I had to take the back wheel off. I couldn't get the elevation on the front. There's probably easier ways to do this, but when you're on your own, you do what you got to do. I can't go lifting things and jiggering, so There you go, that's it. So the FJ motor's out. So I'll squeeze that one out of the road. I'll chuck the back wheel back in loosely. And I can take old Sparkles out of here and give her a good degrease and a wash. And yeah, so there you go. That's a removal of the FJ motor. The old front wheel, she's chucking a mono, the old girl. First time I knowingly have the front wheel off the ground. I usually like both wheels firmly planted. I know there are a few guys out there that put them on their back wheel. I'm not one of them. So there you go. She's almost down to the same level as that one. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much the same. So I've got two FJs in 1,000 pieces. What does it matter? I do know how it goes back together. There you go. So yeah, I'll wheel this out of the road. We'll put the wheel on, make it pretty, and hopefully by the weekend I might be putting that motor back in. Yeah. So what are we? Friday today. So I'm hoping maybe Sunday I'll be putting that motor back in. You can see there's a little bit of oil around the bottom of it. That's just where the oil plug hasn't sealed properly. Just got to nip it up a little bit more. I've got a new washer on it, and yes, I have taken the old washer off. But give this one a clean up. We can get her on the bench and get this motor a top end rebuild and new starter clutch. Put the starter clutch in though. I've got to split the cases. Not the first time I've done it. Not a hard job, just time consuming. You've just got to make sure you follow the recipe. So we'll make the old girl here pretty again. I'll give you more updates. And there she is, all undressed, and she's ready to be made pretty again. I have to fix up a few little things, fix up scrapes and things there, but we'll make the old girl pretty again. It's only rebuild number 3. She's had a hard life. Not that I've done a million miles on it or anything like that. She was just she looked about as good as my other bike there when I first got her. Rebuilt it, came off it, pulled her apart, rebuilt her again, changed colours a little bit, different motor, different front end, different back wheel. Now this is rebuild number 3. So there you go. So we'll give this a good degrease, get in there with a brush and scrub things off. Take those coils out. Now if anyone doesn't know the old FJ coils, I'll pull that one out. There we go. Oh shit. Now in that valley there they split. Lets water in, and they develop misfires because this isn't developing all the charge that it should. So that's why I've got new coils. They do wear down over time, you know, they don't last forever. So I've got 2 brand spanking new coils. We'll put them in. I might even get some new spark plug boots, chuck on there. So I should be on a new bike. I'll probably given myself a whole new set of issues. I don't work wrong. I've got time. Sure, I've got to be ready by March next year to go to the FJ Rally down on the Central Coast. So, job begins. Now let's make the old girl pretty and make her run again. Alright, I'll catch you a lot later. Please click like and surprise. Please click like and subscribe. And if you like any of my other videos, give them a watch and a like as well. Costs you nothing. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.